In the Torah, in the 5 books of Moses often talked about how to observe the 7 festivals, or more correct, the 7 holy seasons that the Jewish people are to observe in a calendar year. But in one chapter, Leviticus chapter 23, he deals with all 7 of these holy seasons. And the purpose of Leviticus 23 is not to give all the details of every holy season, every festival. The details are given elsewhere. For example, he devotes only 1 verse on Passover, because all the other details on Passover are given elsewhere in his writings. And so the purpose of Leviticus 23 is to give the sequence, the chronological order by which these festivals should be observed, because they'll be fulfilled in the same order in which they fall. And while there's 7 of them, they fall into 2 separate cycles, the spring cycle and the fall cycle. The spring cycle contains the first 4. The first 4 come close together in about 50 days of each other, and the spring cycle is to be fulfilled by the program of the first coming of the Messiah. And so, for example, Passover is fulfilled by the death of the Messiah. The Feast of Unleavened Bread is fulfilled by the offering of a sinless blood. The Feast of First Fruits is to be fulfilled by the resurrection of the Messiah. And then the Feast of Weeks, or Feast of Pentecost, is to be fulfilled by the birthday of the Keilah, the Ecclesia, the church, the body of the Messiah. And these first 4 have now been fulfilled in the program of Messiah's first coming. You then have a 4-month break. In that 4-month break, no particular festival is observed, and that would illustrate the present age in which we now live, the period between the first and second coming. Then we have the fall cycle, and the fall cycle contains the last 3. Last 3 also come close together, even closer. They'll come within 2 weeks of each other. And so the next festival is going to be the Feast of Trumpets. That'll be fulfilled by the rapture of the church. And when Paul talks about the last trump, he's dealing specifically with the 100 trumpet sound. In the synagogue service to this day, you will hear 100 trumpet sounds, and the first 3 sounds are various lengths. Some are short, some are long, some are staccato. But then you have the 100 note, which is called the Tekiah Gdolah, the Tekiah Acharonah, the great trump or the last trump. In Judaism, it symbolizes the resurrection of Israel for the Messianic kingdom. And Paul gives it an application to believers today, that promise that those who believe that he died for our sins, was buried, and rose again, will be resurrected. That's followed by the Day of Atonement, which is not a festival, but more of a fast. And the key term that is used is the term affliction, which is also a key term used for a period of trial before the establishment of the Messianic kingdom. And also the Day of Atonement was a day of national atonement for the people of Israel, where 1 goat was offered up on behalf of every person who's a member of Israel. Now, the atonement was applied only to those who believed, but the provision was for everybody. And that will be fulfilled by the tribulation, and this was national atonement in the tribulation. And in that period of time, there will be a national salvation of the Jewish people. And finally, you have the Feast of Tabernacles, and that will be fulfilled specifically by the Messianic kingdom. And so in Zechariah chapter 14, verses 16 to 21, we are told that in the Messianic kingdom, every Gentile nation will have the obligation to send delegation to Jerusalem for the observance of the Feast of Tabernacles. Under the Mosaic law, it was mandated for Jews only. Under kingdom law, it will be required both of Jews and also every Gentile nation to do so. And God says if they fail to do so, they'll suffer a discipline of a drought. And so ultimately we'll see the last feast fulfilled in the Messianic kingdom. So these are the 7 festivals of Israel. 4 have been fulfilled, and 3 will yet be fulfilled as we look at God's plan and program for his Jewish people.